videohan ko.
On the high seas of Southeast Asia with the Philippines and China, moving around an area known as the Scarborough Shoal.
Babanat ng buto, todo-todong pagkakayod.
Dahil pag may tinanim,
Tsak na may aanihin. Tanim na kape ay hihingo, sa tulong nyo di susuko.
at ang pagbangon natin
Ang gigising sa mundo. Babangon tayo, susulong tayo. Dahil ang pagbangon nating ito ang gigising sa pangarap mo. Babangon tayo, susulong tayo. Babangon tayo, susulong tayo. Babangon tayo, susulong tayo.
Babangon tayo.
Beijing claims it as a Chinese territory it has controlled it for the past decades by Coast Guard ships and fishing boats in the South China Sea. That most security experts consider proxies in the Chinese Navy. China in turn has insisted its fishermen have the right to continue to access those waters if the recent man have backed up its warnings with action.
A busy weekend for these fishermen as they work against an impending fishing ban. The Philippines and U.S. militaries are set to hold drills in waters nearby, but they say they've got nothing against the Americans. The real threat to their livelihoods, they say, are Chinese vessels.
The Chinese are constantly patrolling. If you try to enter the shoal with small fishing boats, their rubber boats will chase you away.
Leonido Moralde, a commercial fisherman, is referring to the resource-rich Scarborough Shoal in the disputed South China Sea, just 120 nautical miles or about 222 kilometers from where we were speaking.
Philippine Coast Guard divers caution under water cables and more 300 meters floating barrier. The China plans to prevent Philippine fishing vessels from accessing the Scarborough Shoal. A gesture that understands Manila's growing defiance of Beijing claims to the prime fishing grounds the tiny need ocean outcrop seized by China in 2012 has become a global geopolitical clash. China claims the lagoon as part of its sovereign territory. The Philippines is stepping up efforts to protect its rights to fish inside its exclusive.
Energize with Milo every day and do champ moves like James.
Energize!
Start your day the champion way. Help beat energy, energy gap. Beat energy gap. Drink Milo every day. Milo every day. With your 3 balanced meals, beat energy gap. Drink Milo every day. Milo every day.
Drink Milo every day and help beat energy gap like a champ.
Scarborough is closer to the Philippines, just around 100 to 150 miles, is around 100 miles from China. Why are things stopping us from entering?
Since Ferdinand Marcos Jr. became the president last year, Manila has restored security ties with the U.S. raising Beijing's shackles. Strong ties to the Philippines provide Washington with a chain of Asian alliances that stretch from South Korea and Japan and to North to Australia in the south. Shoal figured permanently in a case. The Philippines took to the Court of Arbitration in The Hague.
1, 2, 3, go. Joining us is Mike Sukaire and Jenny Aquino from University of the Philippines, Diliman. Thanks for the coming on the program. Mike and Jenny. Just to underscore the viewers in other parts of the world. Much is up for debate even the name South China Sea, which is widely used internationally. Understand that it's not what people in the Philippines call it, right? Why is that?
So we have this dispute on the high seas. Why is China 500 miles away, claiming sea waters much closer to the Philippines?
Yung iba pang barko ng China.
While China, despite being a signatory to the main international law instrument as far as maritime boundaries are concerned, which is UN clause, has said that their claim is only something that they inherited from the Kang party, that used to be the party in power, or at least during the time when China was still not under the Communist Party. They also make historical claims that the China has been or at least has jurisdiction over these islands and that part of maritime sea called the South China Sea for more than centuries. But these claims have already been invalidated according to international law when China signs clause as well as the deadline for fishing of any of the claims had passed a few decades ago. So what China is attempting to do is really apply to geopolitics here. The South China Sea is not only the crucial gateway to countries in Southeast and Northeast Asia, but if you would look at it, it's a critical maritime zone for China to be able to secure its national security. Particularly, it perceived that the South China Sea is part of the bodies of waterways that is surrounded by the alliance of waterways of the United States from South Korea to the Philippines and the South.
Very fascinating that international court case that the Philippines brought to the United Nations against China. I own this dispute. I wonder, why is this new president of the Philippines responding differently to China than Duterte? Because essentially it's been the same, but it seems like the Philippines is pushing back harder now.
Well, I think something is clear that the past 6 years since the Arabito was handed out to the Philippines, especially China, is that Chinese behavior and aggression.
It ruled in 2016 that China's claim to loss of the South China Sea had no basis under international law. China does not recognize the ruling in response to the Philippines' action. The Foreign Ministry in Beijing reaffirmed China's claim over shoal, pointedly referring to it by a Chinese name.
These clips, shot in November by Morales' crew, show at least 3 Chinese vessels blocking the entrance to the lagoon. One of them clearly marked Chinese Coast Guard. The phone they used was provided to them by the Philippine Coast Guard, which has been patrolling parts of the South China Sea within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone more frequently since President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. took office.
We'll always have to involve the United
Marcos
States.
has also agreed to allow U.S. forces access to 4 more military bases, 3 of which are close to Taiwan. A move that prompted China's ambassador to Manila, Huang Xilian, to, quote, advise the Philippine government to oppose Taiwan independence if it genuinely cares about overseas Filipino workers or OFWs in Taiwan. Remarks that many Filipinos didn't take lightly.
The message of this action is really to call for the recalling of their ambassador, Huang, because of the problematic statements that he had issued, which had the effect of threatening or issuing a warning to the thousands of OFWs currently deployed in Taiwan.
It was all smiles, however, between President Marcos and Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang when they met in Manila last Saturday. In a statement after the meeting, Marcos said that recent statements by both countries might have been misinterpreted, and that Qin's visit was useful to be able to talk things through. Barnabilo, Al Jazeera, Subic Bay, the Philippines.